I want to welcome you to the Zoom today. We're going to be getting started here in just a couple of minutes. Hope you're here to see Pentaborg, and what we hope to show you is what if you could earn 20 to 45% per month passively. No kidding. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff, but that's the punchline. If we get that point across, then we have been effective today. And that's what I want to lead with is the fact that it is real trading that will generate that type of a result, somewhere in that range. And yeah. Give folks another minute or two to get rolling here, to have them join us.
তুমি ওই তোমার জায়গায় গিয়ে ঠিক মতন আবার ওটা ওটা ওটার দরকার নেই, জায়গা মতন দেখো। উপর পর
Powerful, powerful. You need to mute, please. I rarely hear Bangla from his end. That was one of the rare exceptions. What an asset this guy is. He speaks his native tongue, Bangla. He speaks English. He speaks Hindi. And I'm not sure what else, but I know of those three. Okay, I think we've given folks enough time to arrive. I want to welcome everybody to the presentation today, and we'll go ahead and get this started. And I preface this with, what if you could earn 20 to 45% a month passively? And it was real trading. You know, sometimes there's losses. Sometimes we have better than 45%. That's unusual, but we may. Sometimes we may have under 20%. But on balance, these are the numbers. And it's based on real trading, as I said, with a highly skilled trader that has an innovative approach to leveraging prop firms. And we'll show you what that means in just a moment. Before we get into the meat of the matter, this is a very important one. Maybe the most important slide is the disclaimer. Past performance does not guarantee future results. Trading involves risk, and it is possible to lose some or all of your investment. A large portion of individuals lose money while trading. Be cautious and do your homework before committing. If necessary, consult a financial advisor to assist you with your decisions. And we are not financial advisors, so you're well served doing that. So the information that is here is not directed to viewers from the United States. In fact, the United States and Canada both are not open and unable to participate with this offering, as is Belarus, the Islamic Republic of Iran, Democratic People's Republic of Korea, the Russian Federation, Syrian Arab Republic, United States, minor outlying islands, United States, Venezuela, U.S. Virgin Islands, and other restricted countries. So now that we have the official legal stuff out of the way, we can get into the fun stuff. And what we'll be getting into today is I'm going to give you a very high-level overview of what Pentaborg is about. There's some things that are a bit in the future, so I'm going to just touch on those. But there are some things that are immediately available today, and those we'll drill in on quite a bit more. For those that don't know me, my name is Robert Burns. I'm here in the Seattle area in Washington State in the USA. And you're going to, wait a minute, I thought you just said that USA isn't open, and you'd be right. I married up, and I married a lovely woman from Romania 20-ish years ago, and she has her Romanian passport as well as her US passport, hence how I'm able to participate. She's a dual citizen, so that affords me the opportunity to be able to be actively engaged with this through a Romanian doorway, if you will. So with that, I'm going to show you the services that are coming in the future, one of which is social trading, one of which is copy trading, and one of which is what we're going to get into today. The one in the blue is the deliverable today. These are in the future and coming soon. Social trading is a very, very popular thing out in the marketplace, as is copy trading. Robert Russell and I have been doing this process for a while and like it, and that's actually where we met the trader originally. And here's the punchline of what we'll get into today. This is information on how we're taking prop firms and making them accessible on a small scale, chunking them down to little bite-sized pieces that you can get. Now, when you're trading a prop firm normally, what do you have to have? Lots of skills. You got to have a lot of skill because the prop firm, the prop firms generally, and there may be a few exceptions, but the most of the prop firms, it's a very adversarial relationship with the prop firm. They actually hope you fail as a customer. The reason is they collect that money and say, "Hey, that was great. Play again. Oh, play again. You failed again. Super." You know, they're not on your side really. I mean, then some of the prop firms are on your side if you pass muster enough that you become a funded trader. Then you start earning money and they have the opportunity to keep an eye on you for a few months. You may be able to go from what's called B book to A book. What does that mean? B book, you're trading against the firm. A book, you're out in the open marketplace trading against the market, meaning they love you if you're good enough to be A book with the prop firms that do that. Very few of them do that, by the way. Most of them are B book. Most of them are highly adversarial. You know, they're liberal with the landmines that they place around this whole process. They make it difficult to do, which is why people repeatedly have to pay for challenges, unlike what you're going to see here, because we have a very skilled trader that will allow us to participate, and he's good enough to pass those challenges very quickly. So a prop firm, think of a prop firm is it gives you OPM, it gives you other people's money to trade with. You know, a normal trader trading a normal traditional account, if you said, "Hey man, I want to earn $100 a day," that's, you know, that would be a number that would make an impact. $3,000 a month or $2,000 a month, sorry, 20 trading days. That's hard to do. In fact, that's really hard to do consistently. You know, you have traders that can do that a few days and then suddenly they have a, you know, a not so good day. So to do that on a consistent basis is challenging. And how much do you have to have in capital if you were aiming for 1% a day during trading days? Well, you'd have to have 10 grand. To get $100, you'd have to have $10,000 in trading capital. Now, if you're earning that same amount with less trading capital, you're probably over trading your account, which also is you've increased risk a lot in doing that. You know, so 1 to 2% a day is a common thing that you see, and anybody that can achieve that on a consistent basis is an absolute world-class trader. World-class. If they can get that done on a consistent basis, and now and then have a losing day, but it's the exception, they're a phenomenal trader. That's hard though, right? If you, any that are on this call that have tried to do that themselves know how hard that is. It is not easy. And what this strategy and what knocked us out, Robert Russell and I, when we saw this, this is not asking the trader to do 1 to 2% a day in performance, not 1 to 2% a week. It's 1 to 2% a month. What? How does that work? And just now, stand back a minute and think about that. If you were the trader and we told you, look, all you have to do is 1 to 2% a month, not a week, not a day, a month. Knowing that you've got a trader that could achieve that fairly consistently each day, but it takes the pressure off the trader a great deal when you tell them that, and that's good. You want your trader nice and relaxed. So here's how that works. What we do in this case is, let's say that we want to get $1 million account, and it takes $10,000 to buy the challenge for that account. We slice that up into 100 shares. Those shares are $100 each. And that then gives you the picture of what we're doing here. And if the trader earns a 2.5% profit, you know, it's $15,000 on $1 million account in a month. We slice that up among the 100 people that play, and away we go. So those prop firm shares there's 100 of them. To pay that $10,000, those are $100 each. So what this is doing is a very innovative thing. It's taking the overall burden of the prop firm and making it so you can play on a smaller level, you know, $100, $500, $1,000, whatever you want to do, up to $5,000. And I'll show you a way where you can increase beyond that. But it allows you to play incrementally at whatever level you want. And you'll see how powerful that is. The other thing it does is you don't have to do the trading. All you have to do is put your money in your account, purchase the shares, and the rest is basically it's passive. You don't have to be actively engaged in any of it. The trader does the whole thing, and this trader is really good. Now, here's how the money is sliced up as the profit comes in to Pentaborg. The members, that means the shareholders, are earning 45% of that profit. Pentaborg earns 25%. A rainy day fund, which we call insurance, there's a set aside for 10%, and the network, which is the affiliates, get 20%. So the lion's share goes to the people that own those shares. Now, let's look at that example broken into money. If we had a $15,000 profit, meaning a 2.5% gross profit on the account, I'm going to show you, by the way, how all this stuff works here in just a second. We'll kind of roll up our sleeves and wrench on the engine for a minute in just a minute. But this gives you just kind of an overview of the whole process. In other words, if you have 15,000 bucks come in, 6,750 is going to be divvied up, sliced up among the shareholders. 3,750 to Pentaborg, insurance 1,500, and network 3,000. So each share would earn $67.50. That is a 67% profit, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this picture I think is a little rosy, admittedly. I'm gonna say that we can't do that. I'm gonna say that we're going to do something smaller than that. And keep in mind, if you can get 20% in a month, what is that per year as a rate? That's 240% a year if you got 20% a month, which is still a phenomenal return. And I'm going to show you how you can do that, by the way, without being a paid member. So it's pretty compelling, you know, when you see that, and you can see the relative power of that. Now, here's what it is to be a free customer. These are the parameters from a customer standpoint. You can earn 20% a month, and it stops at 20% a month. Because you're a free customer, you can have up to 5 shares. So that's $500, $100 per share. Then the overall return would be 200%. So that would be, then the shares turn off, and there's no commissions on the profits. Okay. Now I'll get into that in a minute. Here's the affiliate part. You can earn 10% on the subscriptions if you choose to do this. This part is optional. Now, here's how it works as for a paid customer. The first increment is, if you choose to do this, is $49 a month. That then entitles you to unlimited performance. You're not capped at 20%. You can have up to 50 shares. And the shares themselves, if you're a monthly member, they expire when you have earned 400% of your original amount invested. The yearly shares, the annual one over here, cap at 600%. The lifetime shares cap at 800%. Okay, now the other thing with lifetime is, you notice in yellow down here that you can purchase 10 more shares per round. A round has 100 shares. You can buy initially up to 50 shares in a round. And we have people doing that. In fact, there's a fellow that I'm working with that just did that we had a go around last Sunday, and he did that. And now today he's purchasing the lifetime membership. So he has the ability then to add 10 shares at a crack every time there's a new round that comes out. He's pretty excited about what he's seeing with the possibilities here. So then this is how you're paid as an affiliate on those plans. And this is optional. You don't have to do the affiliate part if you don't want to. We have people that want to be a customer and only a customer. That's fine. You can do that. This is the 3 levels that you're paid on as a pro, the paid level. And this assumes that you're a minimum of a $49 per month yourself. Then you're entitled to earn commissions on 3 tiers on the subscriptions, these. So, you know, as an example, this one, you sign somebody up, they get the monthly subscription, you earn $12.25 on that. So if you get 4 of those, you no longer, you know, your fee is covered based on what you've earned here. And then there's 15% on your second tier and 10% on your third tier. Also, there's money that is paid on the profit. So whatever earnings the client has, you get paid 10% on your first tier on your directs, 7% on your second tier, and 3% on your third tier. Now, this is how this just kind of a side-by-side, a comparison. Here's the free plan. And it's really cool to have this free plan. I don't want to diminish this at all. You get a really nice benefit from the free plan, you know, because you get 20% per month, and it may be less than this on occasion, but on balance, I think you're going to probably see 20% in this plan, but it caps at 20. You won't go beyond that on the free plan. But, keep in mind, that's 240% a year at that rate. How much is your bank paying you? I'm just going to hazard a guess. It isn't anywhere near, it's not 1/10 of that. It's probably, I'd be shocked if it was, because there's banks are just not paying very much these days. So there's that. And then the shares expire after 200% versus here on the paid plan, the minimum amount you earn overall would be 400% on the monthly plan, then 600% on this one. This is just a matter of getting out the calculator and figuring out how many shares you have and at what point it makes sense to upgrade to these different plans. Like the fellow that I mentioned that's coming aboard, he's coming in with both feet. He'd be leaving money on the table by not doing this plan. When you look at the overall return that he gets, having 800% is the overall cap, and the fact that he can add 10 incrementally every time there's a round that comes out, and he has the money to do that. So he's the guy you want to enroll too if you're an affiliate, because it's pretty good when he's making lots of purchases like that. So that is that plan. Here's the comparison side by side. The pro plan clearly has a lot more benefits, but I don't want to diminish the free plan. The free plan gives us an opportunity for people to test the water and put their toes in the pool. And especially in developing countries, it's very important to have this. In other words, where they can participate and not have to be really reaching deep to do so. So I'm going to get into something now that I want to show you that is very powerful. I'm going to just touch on the disclaimer again. The disclaimer, basically, to paraphrase, don't put money here you can't afford to lose. Okay, I'm going to say it. If it's money, that is the rent or the groceries, that's probably not a good idea, because it is trading, it is risky, and things can happen. But it's important to say that, because then, somebody has been properly notified. So what I'm going to show you now, and I say that because I can make you rich with one of these spreadsheets in about 5 minutes. I really can. It's just remarkable when you see what's here. So what I'm going to show you now is, here's the size of the account we're dealing with right here. Here's a $1 million account, and it costs $10,000 to play. That's divided up into 100 shares. The share value is $100 each. Okay, so if the trader got a 1.5% profit, which I think is a more realistic profit, let's just say he got that, that would be $15,000, not in a day, not in a week, in a month. In a month. So here's how that works. The prop firm, they're going to give the trader 60%. The prop firm's going to keep 40%. That's through months 1 through 3. By the time you hit month 4, you get a nice pay raise. They're only keeping 10%, and you, as the trader, get 90%, which is what we get. We get a much bigger piece. That's reflected right here. The member split initially would be $4,050, and I'm going to show you the share by share here in just a second. But here's that 45% I showed you in the slide in the PowerPoint. This is $6,075 month 4 and on. The Pentaborg split is 25%. You can see the numbers here. I'm going to give you a copy of this spreadsheet also that you can play around with. Okay. In fact, I'm going to do that right now so you have it. And what you'll need to do, if you're unfamiliar with Google Sheets, it's pretty straightforward. You won't have any trouble with it. It's designed to be easy to use and so on. Let me see where I can do this. Everyone in the meeting. There we go. So if you go on chat right now, I'm sending this to you. Oops, that's not it. Copy. Okay, right now. There you go. Be sure to click on that before you leave, because then you'll have it. Now, when you get that spreadsheet, the first thing you want to do, don't ask for permission, because it's not, I can't go through that exercise with you, of approving people and doing all that. What you need to do is make a copy. And when you make a copy, you're going to be afforded the opportunity to name it whatever you want. Well, put your name on there, whatever you want to put, but then you won't be messing my sheet. You can't mess my sheet up because it's read only, but this is the way that you can make this your own, and then you can get in here and change things. I've tried to make this easy, where you see in green are the things that you can change, like H, 4 right there. You can change that one. You can change the number of shares purchased down here. We'll get here in just a minute. And then when we get to the affiliate stuff, we'll play around down there for a sec. So this is the way the breakout of the money is paid, and how you see the pie sliced up in actual dollars month 1 through 3, and then month 4 plus is over here. Okay. Now let's say that you wanted to buy 2 shares. So you probably wouldn't be on a paid plan. You'd probably want to be on the free plan, just kind of testing the water. And if the trader was getting 1.5%, you would be earning that month $40.50 per share for a total of $81. You would have a 40.5% return. You'd be 2.5 months to break even. Okay. Until you have your money back. Okay. Now, month 4 and on, you see that down here, it jumps up considerably from 40% up here to 60% plus down here. Now, what's crazy is if the trader has a really good month, let's say 2%, this jumps up to 54%, which is $54 per share. This one jumps up to 81% in month 4 and on. So it's really pretty crazy. Keeping in mind, you didn't have to pay a lot of money out of pocket to participate. You don't have to do the trading. All the things that are generally negatives for people in the prop business and Forex trading, it's largely been removed with this model, which is what really got my attention when I saw this, because it's a clever use of leveraging the fact that a $10,000 challenge, you can control $1 million. Let me say that again. $10,000, we slice up among 100 people or 100 shares, and then, some people will own more, some will own less, but 100 shares per round, that controls a $1 million account. You get the benefits of $1 million account, but you don't have to be out of pocket anywhere near that kind of money. That's pretty powerful, right? Now, if you start putting in more shares here, let's say you want to put in 10 shares, the math doesn't change. I'm going to get this back down to 1.5%. So it's more probably in the ballpark right there. You would be earning on $1,000 investment, you'd be earning 405-ish, assuming that the person has the trader has a good month, and that would be $405. In month 4 and on, that would be $607.50. Okay. So now what I want to show you is down here is the affiliate part, and then we'll bring this in for a landing and open it up for a Q&A. How many customers, now we're going to get into some fun, and I want you guys to enter this in chat. How many a customer in this example, this is now in affiliate mode. This part is completely optional. You don't have to do anything if you don't want to. You can just be a customer and we love you. But let's just say, for the sake of discussion, customer right here means customer, and they're also going to want to build. Okay, let's make that assumption for a second. So how many people do you think you could enroll if you were busy in this business? Let's assume the business is working and people see the result and they go, okay, how many do you think you could enroll? Type that in chat if you would, because I want to use your number. Go ahead and type your number in chat. No right number, no wrong number, but just play along if you would. How many do you think you could enroll? 5. Tony, 200. Whoa, I like his number. Carlo, I like his number. 15. I like Veronica's number. There's no right or wrong number here, guys. 5. Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. So we've got, let's see, 15, 200, 5, 5, 10. So that's 235. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I'm going to divide that by 5. Our average is 47. And you know what? You just saw real life. Most people won't do much, if anything. They just won't. It's Pareto's rule. 80% of the, 20% of the people produce 80% of the results. And literally, this was not pre-planned. That's just the way the numbers worked. And it's actually pretty close to real life. Let's say that that happened. Let's say that you had, you know, somebody on your, how to do this. Let's see. I'm going to put in 5 for now, and I'm going to say that the shares per customer right here, these are fields, by the way. This is A39 and B39. Again, you see, look for the color green on here, and underneath that, you can change these. Once you've created your own sheet, you can change these numbers. It's easy, and you won't foul anything up when you do that. You want to avoid the ones that look like this and have formulas in them, because if you mess with those, then you've broken the spreadsheet. But you can just go back and make another copy. So no harm, no foul if you do that. You're not dead. Okay, let's say 10 customers per 5 reps. Your initial income would be $90 a month, and your month 4 and on, this is initial meaning month 1 through 3. Let's assume each of those 5 got a membership, and that then would add on to the $90 because you have $61.25 in membership. So your month 1 through 3, you'd earn $150. Month 4 and on, you would earn $196. Does that make sense? That's what makes this so powerful. Then let's say that you had the benefit of having somebody. Let's just say that you had somebody that was that real, star player, and there's just one of those per rep, and that person got 47, which was our number that we just showed. Now watch right down here. Here's the monthly number here and the monthly number here. I haven't hit enter on this number up here, but if you got somebody like Tony on your team and they're out there, and believe me, when people see this, it sells itself. But watch what happens right now when I go 3, 2, 1, bang. You just tripled your income. You're now making, 635, assuming they all get memberships. They won't. And so my model here needs to be edited and changed a bit. It's a little bit rosy, admittedly. And then over here, month 4 and on, $892. So you can see that there's a very powerful model here, and we're really just getting started with this, guys. This is something that is available to everybody. We just had a very exciting announcement a couple of weeks back where a whole bunch of countries got added as countries that we can market this in. So with that, I'm going to just, we can come back to this in the Q&A if you have questions on this, but I just wanted to give you a sense of what's here. Now what we're going to do is bring it in for a landing, and then we can get into the Q&A. So you've seen the earnings and the compensation. This is the contact information. The company is licensed in Nevis and St. Kitts, and their operational center is in Dubai. So with that, I want to thank you for attending today, and I'm going to go ahead and turn the stream off, and then we can get into the Q&A.